na tu yi be kan ho akan hunu say we adane 70 Ghana we adane 30 Ghana cedi ye kambo ma 100 Ghana cedi into take advantage of the promotion sani ya tete sui na wato wo de ntem sani be ya eduru 100 a wo de wato ne ntem obi wo ho obetwe ya ono eduru 100 a kia ne ke obeto emfa ho nto obi na wo nso wo de na sani ya obenya na no waye enkomo no nso a wo ho ne se woto a you would have to pay for your delivery services pepepe into 60 Ghana cedi does not contain and I encounter sister no encounter say delivery fee there be TCSA emame 0203206996 woma omo en kran kumasefo ewo omo number kofodua enso edie ewo ho sunwane takrade Cape Coast omo nyina nti kumase eye God will appear donko I be ma wo so chese obre ne ho ase ankasa 05484799652 and no eye kumase sunwane eye Yvonne a free year 024-384-1516. Takrade eye 024-483-7814. Your friend Mercy Yelson. I Mercy Yelson. And na Koforidia Apostle. And so our Koforidia is 055-773-1418. Me patcho message subiem numbers no is 055-773-1418. Cape Coast. Cape Coast. Any takrade Elmina sa Salt Pond ni nyina nkronkro ebe ho no nyina Cape Coast Adepes Glam CEO Adepes Glam CEO or Cape Coast honoma 050-002-3399 me pacho message subiem numbers ni 050-002-3399 Tema Josephine Tema the books ni bin so ako drew Tema 024-498-8614 me patcho message subiem numbers ni 024-498-8614 red flags the words of the wise told the entem send ye be ya won so unhu enko chiro ene ye baba besua de na kire se send ya da ye no was see yesua de Nations Council of Ahadi. What's the side effects of unforgiveness in marriages and relationships? Unforgiveness, side effects of unforgiveness in marriages and relationships. Inti nature say, isusu eba se wonfa bone emfa nche. No ma etimi yiniti epie. Eno hu nkomo. And then you Nations Council.
Yes, madam.
Mawakwaba.
Yeja. So, what's up, Papa? Today, be a yeja.
And also, just a nay, and I would that day, Yasa,
massive back. But my country, no. Oh, Obram Pepis of money. Evans
pizza money. Uncle Ponchano, maybe be our or late canon, Papa, 89
Mr. Medan, I seen in the foot too.
Sape,
and you're so much. Come.
What's the side effect of unforgiveness in marriages and relationships?
That's right.
And maybe I'm coming who there. So one for Bonnie and child. One I disturb. All right. Now, me name say in Sunsan so frobi or why Timmy Koyi Nitiba. Okay. Nations Council Fayeko.
But ya, busia for me in Casa for the kind of busia for is answer Ubibia or Tasha Yadi, Abaya busia. Mabe unia wabe munia na ye hodru na ye ntutu ye hofo na medical culture de that share and one can tie di oka no won so tie bi to hofo fatu koto dwem na impo da achi bi ushi asem bi eso chen wa na wakai bi tebe da ase yenko side effect of unforgiveness in marriages and relationships naturally say ye can say so one fan cha eya na ensunsuansuo bi wo ho a wan fanche no edi akiri say ye bone say ye papa no ye pese ye hwe say ensunsuansuo no eya na dodo na no ye kan say so bi e wade no wan fanche wa eya wa wan fanche ne how ti ye nyina ya gyan kwa ye say wo de cha na wo nko aho ato but enya nko na wan fancha eya eka wo eka afoforo enya wo so nko ape and one fan child can wo e can wo bibia wo ben wo meka is a community, society, the friends around you, even family members can be affected. Etienne no me beto me book kakra na medi nkomo na makasem. All right, so me busa me say what is unforgiveness? Now me chino say unforgiveness is a state of emotional and mental distress that results from a delayed response in forgiving an offender. And I repeat, what is unforgiveness? Ewa wadim enim pranchie samikunu meyere ana sabe mempraya made na me se me fanche ne ne em fanche ne chena. What is the meaning of that? And I say unforgiveness is a state of emotional and mental distress that results from a delayed response in forgiving an offender.
Yeah.
Now chere say ye ka say one fancha ne ye ka say e ya de e ha wo kra e ha wo sumsum e ha wo nipadua no e wa mra wa ye say fancha. It is the more you delay and you say I won't forgive you, the more emotionally you are affected. The more mentally you are affected. It won't say mental health, apart from the emotional, emotional thing we are talking about, there is another level. I know your mental health.
Yeah.
Actually, say I'm getting so one fancha I can't get in. Young koi. Now me say the amateur me say unforgiveness creates an emotional storm of distress in which feelings of stress, number one. 81 fancha, number one, stress make and say, what take you nipedia? Etubo say, a minibia obi be ya wade. Ukura na ye one fancha, who say wo honto. Unye okay sir. If I make and bafum say, you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Eti one fancha number one, you go through stress or distress.
Yeah.
Number two, anxiety. Anxiety ye. Bibi hame. Esu bibi hame. It will be to be short. Valerie, you've changed. What's wrong with you? Are you okay? On be okay. No, Valerie, no. That is what we call anxiety. You get worried about something you have not solved.
Sure.
You leave something that must be solved to remain unsolved. One for Bonnie and child, and how emotion depend. And how go through stress, anxiety, depression. Depression, adeɛ tete me na me person me catch obia na me jai ma asame so your friend depression edumo se wuku ana wo yere ana mpan wade na mfa nche ya u se bibi hyew so ana yokra wo da wonda na wo tete saa de ne ku nipa there to us unforgiveness and we insecurity edumo se wuku wo yere mpan ya wade na mfa nche na it provides wo de chen na ekwa wo se na me gini ndi de ba gidie na kakra na ba wo some fanche no kura it provides insecurity etumo so one fanche ni tafe na ongini ndi kura biom the atwato and fear will surface na chese ehu etu okra so kokroma na wo dwea ma no se de ode ye ono da ba okoye biemu ana de all kana ye no kura na enya no kure ye to aswe. Number 1, adia unforgiveness yen ewo awadiem empranchiemu ene yadanfo famu and say you lose joy. I'm not saying happiness. When we talk about happiness, it is an outside force. It can be activated by money. Happiness.
Yeah.
It can be activated by sense of humor. Happiness. It can be activated by a friend who loves talking to you, creating jokes around you. But when I talk about joy, it's an inner person. Now, that inner person, once you don't forgive, remember I said that emotionally, there is something we call stress, depression, anxiety, insecurity, frustration. So whenever you don't forgive, you lose joy. It was to be separate. What in a party, a year, and now for get together. Oh, but joy. Anyhow, ade one more two. Yet one year bon comment chebus and you esani. So what's wrong with you? It's okay. I can't just share it with just everybody. Joy. So number one, whenever you refuse to forgive your spouse, what happens is that it steals your joy.
True.
When in so remember that unforgiveness is a thief. It steals joy, not happiness.
Okay.
Because anyway, and I could scanning, and I had you my den so bar. It's the Bema Naya, and Nasa Pranayono, and found a floor. You can go and buy your own pizza. You can go to Dubai yourself. You can go to America yourself. You can go to Canada yourself. You can go to a club yourself. But what club never you notice still BBI your friend joy and your happiness. Club walk aside happiness. But if you say no, something is still left that you are not getting it right. Your friend joy. Yanko, number two, whenever you don't forgive your spouse, it creates depression. Unaddressed and delayed negative emotions arises when you don't forgive your spouse. It becomes depression. Depression is a dear so. Sister, so many no crab say, anytime you are offended by your lover, and wait be ebe so. Wait need to be suggested suicide.
Yeah.
Thoughts of suicide.
Yeah.
So wait, it me can non poison. So wait, ebe so friend depression. O to be catch say kololo kwem na kambo. So depression, it is connected to your friend be negative energy or negative thought. The other say the more depressed you are, then you start hating everybody around you, including men. That is if the person who hates you is a man. That is if the person who hates you is a woman. You start developing hatred for women. Depression, a shower so. Even if Bema for Oba for Oba unchain, now what no bon come papa, young coma will be an Oba, you tend to hate it. You can't say hate it, but why you time. Now depression, so a child say, don't allow anybody at this particular time to come to you. Be yourself. Tomorrow, maybe I was sharing. One person be a baby. Say, Valerie, no, I want to come and talk to you, please. She no, I don't want to see anybody. I want to be alone. I don't want to, please. It's like you don't want to hear anybody. Now, in the moment of depression, a lot of thoughts comes to your head. Now, at that moment, if you don't get anybody to help you, this unforgiveness has arisen or has raised depression. Now, remember, if there is nobody to help you, this depression can lead you to madness. And there are levels of madness. And we won't go there today, but I just want you to know that you'll be a type of a mad person.
Wow.
Your behavior, your attitude, your character, your mood, everything will change because you are depressed, because of unforgiveness. Yeah, to also. An inability to enjoy the present. Unforgiveness. Inability to enjoy the present. It is to say, as I see 1 year ago, as you are, and next time you say, you are still bitter. So you see, any good thing in today cannot be enjoyed. Why? Because of yesterday's pain that is still harbored and kept in your heart. You have been offended for 1 year now. Now, Ebiano was a son issue. Ne bang, sister. Bema na wo na yere ne ho se obama wasere o yere ne ho se obama wani age o yere ne ho se obedi agro bi na 1 year ago there, but still you are not. Do you know why you are not enjoying today's present gift and how the man wants to make you feel good? Is because you are still keeping the pain of yesterday. So unforgiveness will not allow you to enjoy the present. You still complain about 1 year ago, 2 years ago cheating, 4 years ago, lies. 3 years ago, something. And so once unforgiveness rules your life, it reigns your life. It makes you not to enjoy today. Because even if the person wants to communicate well, something tells you he's a liar. And so 1 year, who's a liar. So even when the man is telling you something important, you still see them in the picture of yesterday. You don't enjoy the present.
True.
And unforgiveness blinds you not to enjoy today because you are still living in yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Unforgiveness causes death. Now, when I talk about the death. I'm not talking about physical death. I am talking about number one, you stop communicating. Okay? So would the your partner at the friend communication, you lose that zeal. You lose that sense. You lose that zeal, that passion. The boy said, what they want to and now what they kunu and I now what hurt you. Now they sure you don't want to call because you don't want to hear their voice. You feel like when you hear his voice, it triggers your emotion. It triggers the pain. It triggers that agony. Sa no chawama aso sa ade no ti ne kra ya otan e we so beti jo fa wa fra wa fa anyway. No we use obi phone foforo. No dia fro ufaya hello. Hello Nana Valerie T. To me then Jesus, even if I knew you were the one calling Jesus, I wouldn't have, my God. Ah! And so what is happening is that by the unforgiveness, gradually, your relationship is coming to an end. You are killing it, and I call it death. It would be yaw. Now to be fancha. Ukun wodo. Ukun adam fufano. Ukun communication. It dies off.
True.
So in the death, I am still talking about an attitude towards food. Have you realized that when people are hurt and they are not able to forgive, they decide when to pick us and when not to pick us, including their friends' cause.
Yeah.
You know, why I had time, name a many papa craft from Peso Bekasa. Why I had time on one the best tea, every friend one for why? So your pain does not cause only you, it affects other people around you. It affects your attitude, and your attitude reflects your actions, and your action can affect other people around you. Either you are moody or you are jumping around, it affects us all. It's a young unforgiveness anyhow. Even the people around you, it is affecting them. Yeah, Valerie, now 1 week before one for us, I wasn't in a good mood. I wasn't talking, that's why I didn't pick. Oh, wouldn't you say, you may be mouth? Oh, I work a flax house and here, or is that so anyway? Anyway, I don't know why. So you see, that unforgiveness that came up, that you never forgive, and you have made up your mind that it is never going, it can make you lose your blessings.
True.
Another thing that unforgiveness in marriage and relationship does is that a loss of connectedness with others. So what happens is that your connection with other people is cut off. You can refuse and you can decide to block everybody who is connected to that particular, including your husband or your boyfriend. So your connection with other people does not concern you anymore. It's like, I don't even care. Now, me papa the say I don't care. Now, I want to become baby. When you don't forgive, your connection with other people is cut off, including the good people around you who encourages you. A boy you go for. Now listen. Because of unforgiveness, there are people who are cheating now. Unforgiveness affects your emotions so much that it redirects you what to do. Because see, once other people are cut off, there is no one to talk to encourage you and tell you stop or don't stop. Now your emotions are going to drive you and tell you what to do to satisfy your emotions. So number one, we are a bar. We are bema. What happens is that your emotions tells you that no. I think that we are girl for we are bema for ono monsa, ono weed, usumoki, uko club, and now we say ya ebeko. Now I've seen many people enter into some habits, and you maybe now they can't stop. Not because that is how they were. It is because unforgiveness led them into it.
True. Not always about.
Why? Because unforgiveness is a brother of bitterness. And once you are bitter about something, you want to do something that will suit your heart, your emotions, so that the bitterness will die. But bitterness has to do with self-discipline. In other words, consciously you need to make up your mind, apart from prayer, that I'm taking it out. I am forgiving him or her. Other than that, you want to do other activities that are negative energy to satisfy your emotions. And all these things, when you keep doing it repeatedly, it becomes a habit. You can't break it. It may no one thought. Now me the akoda. May no star. May no wine. Now me the akoda na ya onako. Ube wana fe the abaka. Because anytime you are in pain, you think that onoma. Na kaisa onoma abedjun so. Onoma abeti wedi so. Eti wedi so. The bitterness is still there. It is not uprooted.
True.
There are many people cheating on their, girlfriends, boyfriend, spouse because of unforgiveness. Yeah, they all hear men wrong. We do nyame manya obi ansha ananya na nyame I will do it because they feel like, and sometimes you go to do it, and the truth is that Valerie, after doing it, you feel like no, I shouldn't have done it because this is not the answer to the pain.
True.
Young
counselor.
Unforgiveness kills intimacy. Unforgiveness kills intimacy. Now, to be say, we are ba bema. I want branching our dear moi. Sister, Adia Sini say, anytime you are bitter and hurt, and then you've not been able to forgive your spouse, the connection, the energy, the passion at which nobody didn't pass wagro, a sote and a tuko. A sote, Tiafe, the sister, what the who said, dear, swati, unforgiveness. A swantia, what bay I was ye, so pesawaye, ye na sorry. Sister, for on your way to be brother, and one would da, or the amendment soon on the wood da, because I didn't know, or ye, as I said, was so ye, chin ye, and yes, or ye because of do. Now, gradually, won't suffer the Yaudianity. Me nisa, a diana, a man, the shabby yere, me shemi kunu, me sheni pana, it attracts me, no, both are the new, your friend intimacy. That connection is broken. That energy is gone. The passion is gone. It's there. Actually, it's gone. You won't say, after you're naked, that one who nakedness, she looks beautiful, but it doesn't attract you anymore because of unforgiveness. True. That has created bitterness. Bermani, a nice guy, he's doing everything to win your heart again. And you're from your time, Papa. Or yes, I didn't work out to share the actually. We are sorry, concert because of unforgiveness. Unforgiveness, it kills our passion on bed. Especially be a bear man and Obana for which ya. Oh, yes, often and one what I say, Tiaquano Fena no saying, Jesus Christ. Eti, one what does, he said, on the star will be loyal. Until Opeja, I'm telling you, or to Opeja and 9 to left. Eti, oh, yeah, and they be a bear man a subby, who coach tea, and how the Obana pa. Oh, yeah, now the other one who is doing it too is perfect. I mean, perfect as he, and you want to acquire. Oh, yeah, and they be a bacuna or quiet and the whole and whatever. No, yeah, baby, I love you so much. Anyway, hey, we are seeing your mama kuma.
Sorry,
you love me. You love me. You're not sorry, Nami, mean Kodawai. Now, dear, you understand what I'm talking about? It kills intimacy.
Yeah.
So when you say you won't forgive, what you are doing is that you are killing something in the house.
True.
You are killing something in the house. Now, when we talk about intimacy, we are connecting it to relationship. The connection between you and your children as well. So listen to intimacy, what it does. It is not just about sexual affair. It has to do with the intimacy between you and your children. Now, anytime you are bitter and you are not able to forgive, it affects the relationship between you and your children as well. Because you see, Emma will moody.
Okay.
Emma will do pediano. Mirika what to na tinka. And it's saying enough as I revived.
Yeah.
Revitalized, smart in the cock. Because you are offended, you are hurt. And to I am one. You must send your name hello, I don't Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Yeah. You say, Aswadia, how are you doing? Are you okay? All right. Where is that your mother? Brofuno crisis. Where is that your father?
Yeah.
Daddy is there. So okay. Have you eaten? Are you okay? No, it has changed the mood in the house. The atmosphere is affected. So when we are talking about sexual intimacy, we are talking about the bed. It's not only about the bed, it's about the children too. Okay. They say you don't want to look excited in the house for your wife or your husband or whoever to think that at the end of class and she knows. So you want to be a little moody for them to know, or for him or her to know that child is still at the. So it affects the children. So let's go. The next thing is uncoached behavior. So in other words, unforgiveness makes you talk anyhow to your partner. Hurtful things they didn't even see coming. Whenever you are bitter because of unforgiveness, wanumu kasa. See, psychologically and then emotionally, you are affected.
True.
Now, that unforgiveness triggers anger. Bitterness and anger, they work together. Etubon said, because you are very angry out of unforgiveness, ubiye wanwa, sabe, kwasiani abwa, what the check? Stupid woman, stupid man, what the check? Idiots, what the check? Ungrateful human being, and a gift. Now, at first, you were not like that. But you see, once you bottle unforgiveness, you generate bitterness and anger.
True.
And it affects your emotions and you psychologically. So now what happens is that ubiye wano na okasa, wasa okan bibi afri say, okan we are, e ma won talk kakra.
Yeah.
Et se me pacho obi bu afu. Na watam ade, no de abo TV m. O de abo ka hwehwem. Wa papa nchensen e wo fie. Na sister ade esi ni say, onipa ne yesa at that particular time, they feel like me ye we are ade an me ho beto me.
Yeah.
Etubo say obufu wan fanche abufu ni yawde ni ti. Ama osesa okasa asesa. So the oya ni say afedebo say you feel like who did dinner tema no won so wajimi. You feel like we ye na no say because why you calm ache enu ti na ma obi evu sa na wa hetel no. Why you good ache? Sa na wa dwe chire wo.
Yeah.
Why you good ache enu ti na ma o take you for granted no. Why you calm ache enu ti say the nyina be call the hard way. Me see be call the hard way. To ya so Jimmy sa na be show ye dia wa Jimmy abo Jimmy akwese, you know. So what happens is that anytime you don't forgive out of bitterness and anger, it affects the way you talk. And listen to me. Already you are hurt.
True.
You are in pain. Your emotions are not okay. Physically, you are not okay. Now, the person who offended you is trying to say, I'm sorry. And you, who is hurt, you are looking at the person who has offended you saying, we are boa, sabi. We are kwasiya, sabi. We are boa, papa. You don't think before you talk. You are such. What you are doing is that you are using your emotions in return match to throw it back to the wall. Yeah. So what you are doing is that nipa no wahano a offended me a opechewa mama yemudi some friend no me sa eyebufuo yaw bibia san dia. So what happens is that the person doesn't see why he or she should say I'm sorry more. Because ebufuo wo wumu nyina wo san de ma no say opa wo chewa de ba oka se fa chewa de ba wo buko to just ugusu kasa wo de ba so onye den. Then you go back to say, ade no kro ye kra wo nu ne ho. So you see, the more you do these things, the more you carry burdens. It affects you, the wife, the husband, and the children. Wow. Yankoi. Wow. Another thing, unforgiveness, that is that it will not help you fulfill responsibilities. It will not help you fulfill responsibilities. What we say, men do na bebre. When they are bitter and they are hurt, out of that bitterness and hurt because of the unforgiveness, they can leave the house as a breadwinner, not leaving housekeeping money in the house. The bofu ne yere no. Ade na wa ye na hye no. You see, your anger must not affect your generation. If you think you are not happy with your wife and you are still not satisfied with your emotions to forgive him or her, your wife, especially, so I would say her, Bema, because you are a breadwinner and you are the man in control of the house, don't let the pain extend to the extent that you don't provide shelter over the life of your family. Don't go to the extent that you don't give money to, okay, so ubuafu say kwala de ba ko and if scan say o ma me ho yemahi and require immature way of acting do. So catch up some o ma be scan ko ma me na ma me no tifia no pehwe na nsem fo no de tifia e immature way. You are giving your children signals, signs that something is wrong somewhere, which is not good for children's mentally health or mental health. It's not good for them. So what you are doing is that, okay, oh mommy, just can't come on, mommy. It's okay, you can go. But where you bang the doors, and then you walk at and say, Daddy, are you leaving? No, you don't do that.
Yeah.
So don't let that unforgiveness come to a position where you decide not to provide for your family. No. Now, part your head here, me. What do you want? Upie free and check. Ono yere nkasa. Uni ukun nkasa die. But the kwamu ana wu se ukunu. Ana we yere ofre. Me so say maturity, and because you are responsible. Maturity, and because you are responsible, you need to overlook your bitterness and unforgiving attitude and pick the call. Because you see, if you're a family man, you need to understand that your spouse, your partner, will not just call you because there is nothing to be said. They are calling you because there is something they want to communicate to you about. Now, ubufu, now one fa. Every parent, listen, watch, and listen well. Ubufu no one fa Valerie. Na ebufu na di pie ebi kra na ya kasa enye cheating enye fre whatever ebufu na ba kasa na di pie na wo yere fre one fa ukun fre one fa the next 1 hour na unya another call from an unknown number fine or say hello am I talking to Mr. DY Donko na am say yes no say okay is your wife Valerie, is your wife Akusia, is your wife say yes send away. They are at so and so hospital. Your daughter is dead.
Oh.
Because of unforgiveness.
But counselor, on say unkomodim.
Let's keep question what because of unforgiveness, Valerie. Ubeu. Na ho na be twika to mirika. Na wo yire a ukuru na ne na yakana. Na no ye we. A open abu na kunu no a. O say hello. Na na e ba ni sen. E ba ni sen David. Eba se bififia na kwalo no yoki na tina mbetumi akasa ho ijade na mankasa na ni wuye we hia ne na ya aka tio na wubufu na akoye but the same see now to be kasa ade ni solve problem ni am nkomo sa asin ACA assistant wood fast from higher degree to lower concentration. Suddenly you are talking. Why didn't you apply the same force for your family, your wife, your husband? Somebody a chow young monkomo. It's say ehia na ye twen na bibiasi ansana ti oya de to dware no patre na obo na ye den no ka bibi kira me na ye den say to obo na bitumi kana be de na be from we from wa na wofa ye from na fire maybe you could have saved the problem. Don't let unforgiveness direct your emotions. Let your emotions direct your forgiveness. And so what happens is that and your unforgiveness in me how I should do it. Name me emotions in me how it must be done.
Yeah.
It may say upie ukunu oyere. Ebi kura kwasera fiancé and our fiancé. Wako hu obanwi, oba dross, wako hu condom. I mean whatever you have seen. But ubuofu. When you see the alcohol, pick it. Until at the point you think that the person sabi is not making sense. Sabi. It's not making sense. Then you can decide to go like Pacho Misro. I mean for back one in a polite way. Don't even hang up. For example, or you uni pabema no ba ufin the fee, ukosran, mushia or baby na BC and come about bibi no suspect, whatever. And now Ujan Hokoi. Ujan wako 2 cup and a can bra a kobumu. It is only a from ye frost or see and fro. Now unko baby no nam to be found the hospital. Why ya what I could do what they are yes no free assume a sea place no assume a sea place and we will say I know. But just 1 hour ago I was with him. Sister, you will not forgive yourself until the day you die. And your friend unforgiveness I better. You can imprison yourself actually just because of what you have done. You will never forgive yourself. In fact, your preaching message from Genesis to Revelation. What you wouldn't get time to be found. If you feel like the person died because of your attitude, or respond number. So then we say back, please, unforgiveness will let you lose your responsibilities.
O say, counselor, if you name na wama yati asiyese to the bia obi bufu a on pesa obe kasa bebebe no enti na ya na omotwe omo kakra se ne be ya on be kasem ya na se on be kasem fufro to make the person recollect their thoughts.
Yes, please.
Say obeto ne boase na adwin no wodi bibia ahehye so pepepe enti eno ne sa no how then do they get their space? Send your work say ofra on fano kwan kroben.
I mention what they wati.
Catch me.
matters of family decision is not the same as unforgiveness or emotional hurt.
Yeah.
See, two things.
Yeah.
Differentiate it.
Yeah.
Obaya me no wawade.
Yeah.
Ye kasa na bibia si ama bibuafu pa. Ana me twia fa wo so. Ana wo twia fa me so na woko. Woko e be after 5 minutes na me frɛ. Pick it and listen. Maybe I want to ask you nkwala no. Muski omo kwa no omo sign bibi. Okay. Now, there's something we call family talk.
Yeah.
Or family planning. And you're drew.
Yeah.
And when I am hurt emotionally.
Yeah.
Now, I am calling you not to talk about the issue that has triggered the anger and the unforgiveness. I'm calling you to talk about the family.
Okay.
Listen to the family matter. Because we are not going to settle it on the phone. We will settle it in the house. Therefore, you should be able to differentiate. Pick the call and listen. So that you can differentiate the pain, the hurt, the anger from that family talk or whatever your spouse want to communicate to you about.
What if they are in a relationship?
You still need to pick up and listen. For example, you introduce you to the family, whatever it is. And then whatever. But just like I said, pick and listen. For example, you pick up, I go like, when we so free, obi abesi wachi ebi obi hwehwe wo fini say wonim say me no na edeti bibi or wonim say ada ufi akogate no 1 to 1 na osemi tum amro besa beje before sisi o ma be wia. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So not knowing why the person is calling, pick and listen. Okay. So that is what I'm talking about. And the last thing I want to say about unforgiveness, bad parenting. Bad parenting. Bad parenting in the essence that ubufu na bibufua yemi onu yenkonkwala ne hu. You cannot use anger because of unforgiveness to build a child. Mamika say anger is a spirit.
True.
Don't underestimate it. We get angry and we think that it's just by nature.
Yeah.
By nature ubia we bufu kakra. But when it's in the Bible say be angry but sin no, and don't let the sun, so the Bible is trying to say that you can get angry for a while, but Charlie, control it, be smart. You are keeping up, boss. That anger can hurt you, can cause a lot of problems.
True.
So what happens is that definitely and make sure also. And also a banging door and I would hall. But what hall I say, now Kolaba. Mommy, we take Calipo. The wine Calipo. Sister Maswaya, she jai. So you understand? Yeah. It affects bad parenting. And the last one, breakup or divorce.
Okay.
Unforgiveness can lead to breakup or divorce if it is not solved or we are not forgiven.
That is the
that is the last test. That is the last thing that can happen to couples or people who are in a relationship. That unforgiveness will end up in breakup or divorce.
Counselor Yedawasi.
That's
a deep one. It's always an honor to sit in this chair and have this conversation with you.
Thank you.
Counseling there, every now and then, I had to say, Edware, who here, won't mean Edware, Utie, naturally say, a bow dada, assisted them. Now, what near who the way Bessibia Kono, unforgiveness, side effects of unforgiveness in marriages and relationships. Naturally say, make a for emergency wedding a day amount yampa. Saturday, we are 3 p.m. and at 7 p.m. Beremy, our National Theatre, and Yasem Kitua, our stage in the so. I'm playing more Popo, Kobna, and Sa, and the player watch your emergency where they are warrior, and moon send some in some counselor came themes nina a kahubi. And 60 Ghana City pay, Udu National Theatre one ma, don't take it no. Told ya, no 7 p.m. 3 p.m. Uba bibia be koso kama edi ama counselor amayati ase na wan fa bone ancha ehun sunsanso no doso e na afen so wu nipa no nipa na wo ne ebobra no ahweni ya na akofa nsem bebre edi abrɛw nipa waye wadwen se wo ne ebobra kosi awie ye de se wo bu ntimi mfunu nkosi awie ye o enti etode bia wo se ye hwɛ ne yetimi kora no ma ne yetimi hwɛ ne ye hye ye ho so se ne be ya bibia ebe koso kama ede amayen enti insema counselor amayati ase no ebi ni message so mebobo so na metimi akọ Facebook akọ kenkan messages ne bia koso ewo honom na afei masendwane aba WhatsApp nso na makohwe o say ubu efu a ekose fie de chese suro bi eba umu nipa na ane no wo ho no na afei wada ne karishika ma no wada ne isaka ma na akofa nsem bebre de abrew wo si depression chese ehya wo so a na afei wana utina sekura entina anxiety insecurity it all has to do with mental health na chese adwene akoma ho nsem na counselor pese kire se wanfa bone ancha ede ebrew enti de edi nkan wo say you lose your joy sika eya de nyina obi betimi aye bibia ma wasere nanso wankasa wanije enije a hye kukuo mu paade obo se na afei afiri wonsa was it depression and on a counselor a kind right from the beginning no was it inability to enjoy the present imprempremu say asama ba ye nyina yesere no obo se obi esere na wonkwa wo sere na adane ewa na afei opesa wo sere nso ntimi nsere because you don't want to enjoy the moment the present akofa nsem bebre e de abrew nipa no obo ne homoden a kire wo se ohemai medɔw mehwɛ sɛ ne beya mede no ma beto akwamu na wonso ubeda odobi a kire me no na akofa nsem bebre aba because you're refusing to forgive was it death owuo no na metwea kwa akire sɛ the last point na wo kan ye na ewom sɛ wo kan sɛ physical death de bi na emom sɛ me no mienu enkomo ne odo kakra da ye ntem no na ewuo nanso sɛ obi etimi ma obi wu sɛ obi yafra wo na wanfa de ene sɛ owuo na no nso owuo bi atwa owuo ni nyina nso timi kofa owuo kese eba nti na kyese ewo sɛ ye de bone eche also you lose connection with people who matter nkofo eben ho what say wo de obufuo akyekere wo ninti na fe utwetwa obi aso yefra wa wonfa and I want my own space I want to be alone and I say na akofa nsem bebre e de abere na fe obi antimi ntufu biem na fe wa hu say wa wo ne oga jiwade na utiri so santai o say kills intimacy na kire say wo mo ya wadefo a empa so agoro no eto de bia na fe akoda zero enye se nipa ne ho nya na kono biem nanso esan se bone fafiri no emma no eyesa na ehadwen nipa wo ne na etina akosi awie ye de ewo se wo hwe na de che no se uncouth behavior nipa no ubuafu no ninti na fe wo kansa makese enya asem keto atanie pa se atanie na wudi atem na wo chese ubuafu no umfa nche no enti ubie wano a na wo kansem eno na counselor e ka ho asem or say fulfill your responsibility naturally say you don't fulfill responsibility breadwinners homekeepers esan say ntokwa aba nti na afei obi ampese na steady e wo yes wo yire okunu no na ni nyina no akogu bad parenting nkwada no something which affects a third party adia etimi kokot ye na emma obi foforo ho kire ne de na kire se wo se wo hwe na eno nso ode akogu wo se ne krakra ne se wanfa bone ancha wawade ebegu wanfa bone na ancha empra twen no ebegu na fe wo koya na se wo bai I love you ekosi sei me pew me ye me ho se me ba be pew fa fon se me frɛ me do na fe ekoya na se e bai na kire se e wo se wo de bone eche side effects die enya konokora nti e bi kura wo de wunnim se wo mfa bone nche counselor bie yani nti nipa no na wo ne tifie no so da sa suban yi we nyina bi adi a kire wa no hu se e bi ade bi a wo ye no wo mfa nche ni wo mfa nche o na afi mo hu kwan a wo befa so se bi a wo befa obi ama wo apa cho wo be kasa kire obi qualified counselor abusuafo na se ne be ya bibia ebededin na enije asa abafie pepepe mama ndwane na menko Facebook fam wo mo stream live na de se ne ameka no mo de mo ye family prekope na afi nso mama menko kenkan messages ni bi a ekoso ewo ehonom na afi me wi amedwane enche bia no na ye chese ya pick phone calls on so pepepe o say we ya hwan messages no about in a in a bunch. Victoria Uswadade was say your whole body shuts down wankasa oka intimacy and ho asem. In fact, Adum Grace and so say please wives, when you notice your husband is cheating, please forgive early because he's just fulfilling scriptures. Just test all spirits. In fact, Adum Grace Victoria Uswadade says or say oh yeah or say what scripture please na say now the ababa tudwa me can cry Genesis to Revelation be kura quotation no kura unkai na akofa nsem bebre ede abrotili duma says Sarah Pinzo, I'm not around, remember I told you I'll travel. Will reply okay, that's a different message altogether. Amakujo says good evening Auntie Valerie, God bless you for the good work you're doing. This is my prayer for Counselor. May Almighty God give him long life. We, the Online Comments Association in Dubai, need some of the books. We don't want him to send them, please. We need him live here. But if he couldn't come here in Dubai, we will forgive him. Watching live from Dubai office of the president. So Shebo, so the Beko Dubai. Why not can you? So the Beko.
I'm trying to be playing tickets, man.
Aye, and a Counselor Kano, Muncha Mano, na Ombra Pepe, and tickets in the nature say. So Robert Amakojo says, thank God I chanced on this topic because I nearly lost my relationship because of unforgiveness. I'm calling her now to apologize for everything. Oh, that's so beautiful. Don't Purchase says, Papa, please, you are helping me. Oh, my days. I'm so grateful that this is coming through. This is wonderful. Don't Purchase says, God bless you more, Counselor. Sampa by Esther, or also say, this forgiveness thing, Moses Pagon says, Counselor, may God richly bless you. Counselor, I need your advice this evening. There's this lady that I'm dating for less than a year now. Counselor, anytime I hate this girl, it takes 48 to 72 hours. Hey, which is a loan officer. Hours before she talks to me or even picks up my calls. I will even use different phones to call her, and if she answers and realizes me, she will hang up the call. She even ends up putting issues of our relationship on social media, Counselor.
She is emotionally weak.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
The lady is emotionally weak.
So what does he do?
If he genuinely loves the lady,
yeah.
Now a person to keep one. The lady has to go through counseling.
Yeah.
Counseling no I don't know a guy.
Yeah.
When I know what you expect, you want from the lady. So nya akumamano. Na the biawu tuni fusheni ukrane ne kasa. And then also you look for somebody who's very matured.
Yeah.
Who can take the lady through few lessons for her to understand what life is about. The biabe
Loretta Enchi says, thank you so much for this topic. Thank you to Empress Adepa Naya says, God bless you, Papa. Felix Tuedu says, God bless Madam Host and Counselor for the good message you gave us. Amen. God bless you. To SK Kwamson says, thank you so much, Papa. Okay. Akosua Priest says, God bless you, Counselor. Joanne Amma Enin says, how can you forgive someone if he or she doesn't feel remorse, Counselor?
To your surprise, it's only the devil who doesn't feel remorseful for his acts.
Yeah.
Every human being does, but ego and pride is what keeps most men, from saying I'm sorry. Okay.
Victoria Uswa Dade says, Amaku Joel, you hear that? Buy the ticket for Counselor. Let's just say, Office of the Dubai of the President today. Train ticket to the books now. Jonelle Dachi says, Counselor, you're too much. Boza. Okay. Ejewa Owusu says, Auntie Val, please, when you are with someone and he decides to be alone and don't want to talk to you, what do you do?
How long would determine whether the person just want to go away from you or just want to have a space. There's a difference between space and doesn't want to be with you. Space is for a time. Doesn't want to be with you is when the person prevents you from coming closer.
Elizabeth Mensa says, hello. Amwaku Joel says, you don't have a problem. Okay. In the Ebesho wedding, Pepe, don't purchase says, Val, this unforgiveness thing, they spoil home, basa. Okay. Lovistic Beer says, good job. Felix Twedu says, Barbara Faye so say, God help us all. Counselor, God bless you, pa. It's not easy, crowd. Victoria, Papa B, or say, sometimes I don't know why some people put their issues on social media. Okay, Loretta Inchi says, thank you for this topic. I just love you. He loves you too. Ernestina Tate says, Counselor, God bless you for blessing us. Thank you so much. Obaya Dennis says, Counselor, can I get the book on Amazon? I'm in the UK. Mepacho, yes, it's on Amazon, and you can download Pepe. Send your counselor can you lunch na say nyasem kitwa yedin eno nso ekoto honum. Obapa Christie says, God bless you. Empress Adepa Naya says, how can you forget someone who keeps on repeating the same things? Or person can say, how can you forgive somebody?
This is a person who is not ready to change.
Yeah.
It affects him or her.
Yeah.
So when you don't change, nothing changes around you.
Okay.
So it's affecting you yourself.
AMG Rich Nadi says, Counselor, what if you have a lady you're in a serious relationship with and even had an affair with her, which you've meant to marry her, but unfortunately she betrayed you and went for another guy, and now she's pregnant for that guy, and later when she comes back to you, will you forgive her and accept her back in your life?
It depends on what you expect, who you want to become, and where you are going. Depends. Some ladies can make mistakes. A lot of men also make mistakes. But Charlie, sheni pana to say, oh, but bibi nesi, you can forgive and move on.
I mean, Johnny, call WhatsApp and so now so good evening, Val. I met this guy in the uni. We started dating on 12 May. I went to his place and saw another woman in the room. I left the place and he texted me that the way I love him, someone also does. I left the relationship for that person. He's coming back saying he's sorry. I'm so confused because maybe this time around he will play his card so well that I will not find out. Please help me, counselor.
Sometimes people can change. And sometimes people might not change. So you need to be careful and discern to know the kind of steps you are taking. Anyway, you must know how you took your step, the first one. I bear the losses by. Second one, how do I do it?
Mom, I'm really disappointed and heartbroken as I speak. My message is very long, but please read it for me. I met this guy at my church in 2018. We became friends, and later in 2020, he proposed to me, and I thought of he being a Christian, so I accepted him. 6 months later, he proposed married to me, so we started preparations. Meanwhile, in the beginning of the relationship, I noticed about his neatness. Now he keeps his room and kitchen, which I asked him in a polite way to try and do something about it, but he didn't. So along the line, in the month of April this year, we had issues in the house where he was staying, which was very serious, even at the point it nearly took his life, so he had to move out of the house around time our marriage was set to happen in October. So he suggested to come stay in my house for 3 months, and after the 3 months, he will move to the house we plan to stay after we got married. I accepted and asked him to come, which he did. After the 3 months, the house was still not ready for him to move, so he kept staying till October when my rent got expired. When we moved to my house, he was still living the unclean life. He just lived everything that is supposed to be in the dustbin on the bedroom floor, which was uncomfortable for me. So one day I confronted him to please stop it, and anytime he does such things, he should please drop it in the bin instead of leaving it in the bedroom. The response he gave me was that is why you are a woman. So I asked him, is that why you want to marry me? This guy got angry, insulting me, calling me names, and I didn't say anything. Later, he told me he has postponed the date from October to December. I said, okay. So he stayed in my house till rent got expired in October. Around this time, we're in counseling section, so he rented a new place for us to move in October 19. Now we've moved in. We left most of our things in the hall unarranged. I work in a school as an administrator. He's self-employed with the nature of my job. I told him to please find a day so I can ask permission from work for him to help me arrange the things we left at the hall. This man got angry, telling me I'm very stupid, to ask him for helping a hand at home, calling me names and saying all kinds of insults to me, even to the point of he raising his hand on me, beating me. And as a result of self-defense, I bit him on his shoulder until he started bleeding before he let go of me. After he packed my things out of the room to the compound, asking me to leave the house. What did I do wrong? Is it a crime to ask for a helping hand from a man on house chores? Somebody I accommodated in my own rented apartment for 6 months has now thrown me on the streets of Accra. I'm speechless, helpless, and heartbroken. Counselor.
Red flags.
Sharp. Medofo, where do you want an intem? One kutum, tia ye. Got one, yes, I worry about was
Answer any. Answer any. Answer any.
Red flags.
No.
That's a long message. Ebusia for your phone lines not to mfre. Na any yen entwetwe nkomo na bibia enkoso kama emfa emma yen frɛ me pese mete wo nka pepepe na kyerɛ sɛ wonso wadwen na matie wadwen so pepepe. Obi say I'm married from Sunyani and the problem I have is for all my years of dating my relationship has never lasted longer than 8 months. Counselor, what do you have to say?
So number 1, check yourself.
Yeah.
Number 2, find out what you are doing right or wrong.
Yeah.
And number 3, pray.
Sure. Prayer is important.
Yeah.
Good evening, oh. God bless you, my people. Send your true message now. Good evening. I like the format of your program, but counselor should note deceit is not biblical. So once it's present in the union, a partner can't be forced to remain in the marriage for biblical reasons. If a woman deserts in her marriage for over 5 years, is it automatic divorce? And can the man remarry without recourse to the courts? Ima, Christian, Ewo Ahomane. So, hello, Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian. Me pacho yetio.
Me pacho. No, Obabi or there, 3 years. Na, you'll be a me gidi. Ba Obano, Obisan Bidia made the man. Bisa anytime Bisan is canon, and yet the Diamano. But a little baby, Obisan and Yamana, like no pressure. On it.
Hello, Christian. Okay. Why some no went to me and found query yes and I just say why we need to hear to me my photo. Counselor, message now me read yes what do you have to say?
Deception.
Yeah.
It's not biblical.
Yeah.
Who told him?
I said deceit is not biblical.
Who told him?
Yeah.
The devil deceived Adam and Eve in the garden. What are you talking about? No, God cannot be deceived. Whatever a man sow, he reaps. Oh, what is he talking about? And also, I want to tell him that he's talking about biblical. And they have in the also called the biblical. Sir, so instead of using your common sense to understand life, he's talking about Bible. So it's not everything that is written in the Bible. Then I want him to understand that when he wakes up, phone is not written in the Bible. He shouldn't use it.
Jennifer Ewo Ahomane. So hello, Jennifer.
Me patron, good evening.
Good evening. Me dofo me patron wada roma yetio.
Me patron, nasa me disase. Mene daibiawo. Na me fumono. Me pa na tomo me koto ene e pa na chose de amanya na. Me nya ne piomi tanka ofan chame. Ba me kan no ense na oni obi bi tinti me kan wa ini. Ete na me ma me pastor friend pa na to. Where the fin and says, or warren, everything the man, Yakupo, and Chameka. And to be first and when I will not talk about the two Apolani being in Takame before Councillor 7 and here.
Okay, Councillor.
All saying workers are very nice. Sometimes Obeko maybe Obano so what to be a manager. Nevertheless, what I want to say is that it doesn't matter the attitude of the woman that has triggered that anger.
Yeah.
Say Oba. No, what judge say anybody. He should try and then do his well to take responsibilities. At the end of the day, Obana and Subanye and our can't time someone in a fine. But Bofrani, the what judge say Oba. So try and do your possible best.
Okay. All you're saying is good. Good wishes to you. Ideas is true. We pray that you will win 2021 awards. Okay. Papa. Okay. Thank you so much. Good evening. May God bless you, people. Thank you. Hello, Auntie. I'm Amma, please. I'm with this guy. We've dated for 9 months now. On his birthday, I was tired and I was not able to give him sex. And he told me that due to that, it's over between us. and his male friends pleaded on my behalf. We are together. This guy kept this thing in his heart. Oh, him, I make a message. And now, hello, Akuya.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Middle from Pacho Man and Koyeti or Wadaruma.
Yo, Yamisha Cancer.
Amen.
This is my family say. Fate Boniface na Wokan. Nipano, who they attend na dichi. No, it's the same thing. They be who the chena or still or yen over there they attend you.
Okay. Counselor.
Maybe I make I say, a bit of one and yari. You can coach my friend car offer. A bit of our own baking not yachting.
This is a man who has an attitude problem. That must be talked to. We hear help. If I don't hear help the people. So don't think that only prayer is powerful, can change people. But we hear an encounter with somebody who is mature than him, with an upper hand, not an enkasa. No, it's a bemesu.
Okay. Or see, on my behalf, and we were together. This guy kept this thing in his heart, and he will never forget in his life. I told him, I'm very sorry. Just last week, he told me I should give him a break, not knowing he's going out with another lady. People are telling me he should. He also told me he has gone for a Nigerian lady who loves him. Is a lady that proposed to him. He called me that we should break up. I've cried and don't know what to do because I've not done anything wrong to him.
Answer now. Get the book, you will understand.
Sweetheart, just get the book. Read it. And you understand that not having sex with a man on his birthday doesn't mean that you have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Hello, Mefia.
Hello.
Yes, my love. Good evening.
Mpacho, mpese mibisa counselor say. So no be shaware.
Yes.
Na se ebia ope court wedding.
Yeah.
Na se nipa ne mpa mpacho etresen. Be man mpacho.
Me pacho o can say court wedding ceremony traditional. Na masay wedding white wedding and I say o can say insensan krata ho asem na wo kan.
Mpacho ebia nipa ne so ne de ope fie de nko.
Okay.
On per court.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Ebia wo ba no so wani je ho.
Wani je court no. Okay.
Ka fie de no.
There are many factors. Ebetimi abase fifie say fifie memma and time pesa. Ebetimi abase is affected by what he sees, hears and how he thinks. Naturally say society the omuka say okosan wo quarter wa lock. Okosan wa lock. Number 3, ebetimi abase o wadwene mpo bi wona adwene mu say sene be ya wo jimia betumi jaw easy na wan jime japade. Number 4, wadwene bi mu say onya sure of the woman sene be ya bibisi a obetumi anya akwanya san wade ba akwa ka ho. So there are many factors. So we can't just point at and say there are many things that is going through the mind of the man. So we can't predict him now.
Hi, good evening, please. I have a problem dating a guy who is still dating his ex, and aside that, dating another lady too, and he pretends he loves me. Counselor,
yes.
We ain't kasa bebre.
Debbie.
Sister Ghana City.
Get the book.
Unya we kura ni asandi we West of the Wise. Asa apels. Umpe we na bide.
Relationship manual de kutaye. Manual.
Manual.
Beka ka obewari the whole world. Obewari ombeka to say go and look get this book. DY don't go's book.
Requirement.
Requirement.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, me do from Pacho Woody ni baby akasa free water.
Me Pacho frame Foster. Me kasa free teaching.
Okay, Foster, it's you.
Me Pacho. Na me no oba bi wo ho. Me wie school, university.
Yeah.
Ana me hu na mani gi no san campus me na trans ne bobra.
Sure.
Eti me mani hu se me no I'm a graduate, but me on a level of education no. Like we SS graduate.
Okay.
Eti me mani hu say like no matter what you tie bia no me dem I ready say me timi na bobra.
Oh.
Eti me hu no me started pressure so o ma me hu na busuafo na nka bibi ni on be hu say bibi say na ekoso me ne ntem.
Sure.
Enya say bia de tete.
Sure.
Power the mention ni uncle be along the line no me to kwan kakra me call me prekon to mbae no ne ma hu say like onya manfo kunu mu na e chache ni ade.
Oh.
I like ni ekoso hu say bibi ekoso ne ntem. Nti mampaba So now me makuma mu say me don me ne betina.
Yeah.
Me ne no wo ho I say what the throw ne na dan kwana like o ma me feel say me so me be ma me so say bi o me wo ba ni da so fo bi o machi. Enti e ma me feel some way. Till last time we go to a point my friend so no be friend no be fa ko on fa ko till time or no pe ama obe pick ko me so anything bia me so me sorry me ne me partner wa me person me ti won kana me hu se ni awon so abrabo mo ni ama ekoso bibi ni ana me me no atena or the nyina tete me they go to a point I like me hu say I promise you say I say me twa me homa no ema me den ema me ni jaye but se ni aniam akoye no se ni akwa me fa so me ni jaye ha me ema me be friend later ema me pa na church and so simple me ne kasa me kasa bufu so a onfa me born in chemi.
Oh.
Eti my friend and I in the kasa no or the phone to speak out so there was a guy beside there like I said guy no and omu influencing on person bema or no and noticing the mistake bimpo amana prepared for say bia oh obimpo abawa kwan mu mpo ha obetimi abra on once impo na impo na on watch me na atena. Eti me stress counselor and can be being from because mama feel so worried. Me nam kra na mama conscience no really okay. To me so near more.
Ode tie counselor, my counselor ma we fotu oketwa bi. What?
He's broken.
Hey.
It has generated insecurity and then lack of trust.
True.
Now, oba say no wo ho a. Obetumi aka se wo san do no. But on jiri di biom da.
Yeah.
Be ye den. Now me no oba
so ono foster no
yes foster this is better girl need ono ye na de foster now is going to now it's on he's the one going to be affected. So what is I would say is that Jack, two things will happen. If you still want to continue with her, it is your choice, but remember that anything that happens you grab it, accept it. You don't blame God, including your mother and father, because
you made a
choice that still. Other than that, you need to understand that most of the things that are happening with you and her, it is this.
It's a red flag.
This that either you are careful, walk away, or now this is the kind of person you're going to live with the rest of your life.
I always say when a man loves a woman, it's so glaring. Utie ne kasemu ne the way we see be echiremu say nipa no me frɛ no, I'm pushing the person to a different level. I'm trying to, get to hear from her. Matukwa masamba. Waye madie, nso me dia channel, nso me san pe no. Me pesa me san ne tena. Na chire se na ni gye ne ho ankasa.
Be ma ne na ni gye ne ho. But oba no so had her own ways.
Internet se was so tu ne ho fo.
Na me dia chire ni.
E was so tu ne ho fo.
Oto bukri pe be hu lady no wo. E picture wo.
Foster, good evening. I'm married with a kid, but my husband is a womanizer. But he gets time for us and makes sure we lack nothing. But he's a cheat. What should I do? Because he why not just ordered the court on several occasions?
Because of
hello.
Hello.
Middle from Patch, baby, I free.
Yeah, I'm speaking from Tamale.
Oh, how's the people of Tamale?
They're doing very well.
I'll come for granite. We are listening to you, my dear.
Also, the problem, like, if you're staying with your partner and always, you ask when
my dear, we are not hearing you clearly. I'll be extremely grateful if you could stand at a very correct place so that the connection. Yes, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So like all the time, if you don't hear. Hello.
Okay. Not just went to me and so pepe all the way from Tamale. Or don't know a dozen.
Of course.
Not just all over Ghana. Most definitely. Yebenya a quine a day at you pepe. Or say Nikuno ye womanizer.
Yeah.
But or shell ne yena or yena said ye pepe. And Obusa say on your day.
What do you mean?
Oh.
You say na cat decision, choice. Minja and mental. It's up to you. Nobody can advise you to stay if you are still hurt. Nobody can advise you to walk out if you are still hurt. And only said, nevertheless, Beman, we have help. To unpack when you for some boy, Beman.
Counselor, Mamenjo final words.
We find out word in this part of baby, I will be a bookie, Bombodiana Toby.
Yeah.
Wow. Where a manual for marriage and relationship. And this one will add wisdom to your life.
True.
Me pacho oye sister Ghana. Baby, I will be a Takoradi, Tema, Koforidua, Sunyane, Kumase, Accra. Baby, I will be a number sending our screen, you know. And so please, offer us our number, you will get a book. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, nti yedamase. Nyampa yebeshia. Mama bye.